Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And Gary's suffering from maybe not jet lag, but just a really long day.
Oh, it's both.
Yeah, he just flew in from Heathrow. Boy, are his arms tired.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I've been here all week, folks. Trying to tip your waitress.
Tip your waitress.
Yeah, it's like 2:00 in the morning, London time, and Laura and I started our journey this morning at 6:00 London time. So I've been up about 20 hours straight.
I'll be going to bed soon after this.
Yeah, okay, mid-reading.
So it's a good thing you got not David there to pick up the slack for you.
Exactly. He's my. I might have to put him in front of me just in case I face plant.
He's walking around with his eyes like this. So,
hey, speaking of that, David, how's your search going for a set of very smashing bright blue?
I temporarily stopped. I haven't taken a look at eBay yet. Okay. For those, I know the manufacturer of these frames. I know the code number, but when I look them up, they're all dark blue and not the royal blue, like not David's are. So
yeah,
I can't find them online shopping or on like Amazon. So I'm gonna have to check to see if somebody's selling a pair on eBay and try and get them that way.
Check your drawers, folks. Let us know if you got a pair of.
I thought I had a second pair, but I can't find them.
Maybe
hope they were in my car when my car got wrecked.
Yeah,
now, I didn't have my glasses in my car because they had taken them out, but I'd be really upset if they were in there.
Wah, wah.
Okay, so here's the deal.
So, so just for to set the stage, I've been in London for the last 5 days. Laura, my wife, and I flew out on Monday afternoon Pacific time.
Have you been telling lies and eating porcupines?
Yes.
Good.
And we've been in London the entire. I've watched absolutely zero YouTube in the last 5 days. So all I know about what's happening in the world is what I've been reading in the comment section. So it looks like there's been some very interesting and intriguing things happening in the world since Gary unplugged out of the Matrix for the last 4 or 5 days. So what are some of those things?
Let's see. Trying to think of a joke, but we'll just jump into the news here. Now, the Republic of Georgia has been looking at their elections thinking there's election fraud. I haven't really read up much on that. Gary was sharing that with me.
Yeah.
We know that Romania has completely dumped and flushed their elections, and they're doing a do-over.
Oh, wow.
The reason why they're doing a do-over is that there was a far-right candidate who had single-digit approval won like the first election. It became it was going to be the far right candidate against like a center right candidate for the presidency, I believe it was. And the intelligence agency were looking at things, and they realized like a week or 10 days before the election, there was this massive TikTok social media blitz for this unknown candidate that got them all this recognition and got them over the top. Not only that, there was like millions of dollars spent, but this guy claims he didn't spend any money on his campaign, which is now going to be a campaign finance thing by whatever laws that Romania has with it. So basically, they went to their version of the Supreme Court with this evidence. The intelligence agency got it declassified, or the president declassified it, sent it to the courts. The courts looked at it and said, "Oh yeah, yeah, Russia's behind this." And the United States looked at the data and said, "Yeah, Russia's behind this." And Russia's like, "No, we're not. We never did nothing to nobody."
Yes, exactly.
And so they're basically saying this election is so contaminated, we're just wiping it and we're doing another one. I don't know when it is, but it's probably in the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the current president is not stepping down until this election goes over. So he'll probably be spending extra time as the president when he shouldn't be. But these are wild times that we are in. What was the other one? There was another election that.
Well, we were talking about Gavin Newsom's.
Yeah, and then there was Gavin Newsom. I got Gary up to speed with Newsom. Some guy was asking a question to stick it to Newsom, and he responded in a somewhat cryptic way, which could be read to imply that the U.S. election there's going to be news coming about the Democrats' loss in the U.S. election. And, to just be patient. It's going to be a lot to take in, and, it may take a while to fully understand what happened.
And then the last one was Syria.
Oh, yeah, Syria. And then with Syria, what you've got is what I call a Russian self-own. Russia, when they invaded Ukraine, that was going to be the 72-hour operation that's turned into a 3-year operation. They've been pulling troops and material out of Syria to help, bolster the war or special military operation or whatever the hell they're calling it there in Ukraine, which left Assad's country weaker. And then, there's speculation that Russia was working with Hamas to encourage the attack in Israel because they figured that the NATO powers and the allies would be tired of fighting 2 wars, and so they would give all their money to Israel and not support Ukraine, which didn't happen. They managed to find money for both. And because the Israeli army was beating the snot of Hamas, Hezbollah in Syria, backed by Iran, starts going over to assist Hamas over in that area. I believe they're the country. I think they're in Lebanon. I think to the north of it, which got Israel striking Hezbollah too. And now they're pulling men out of Hezbollah fighters out of Syria to go assist in Israel, in Palestine, which means that Assad all of a sudden is like, holy crap, it's like Malfoy without Crabbe and Goyle behind him. Crabbe and Goyle left, and now Malfoy's all on his own. And the rebels that they've been fighting in the Civil War, you can imagine it's like, oh, I don't believe this. Okay, let's gear up. Once those guys are gone, they just steamroll. They took like the largest city, and I think the second largest city, and I believe they're on the outskirts of Damascus. Yeah, I read this morning. So the U.S. government's expecting Syria to fall to these rebels rather soon. So the question I was asking Dave is, do you think that these are? Do you want pasta for dinner tonight? And maybe we just give them all this stuff instead.
You want chicken or pasta?
Yeah, that's right. I was wondering if you just want a Coke or Diet Coke.
Right. And so I was asking Dave, it's like, are these the first dominoes to fall? Yeah. And so we want to read on the general energy on what's going on all these, because we haven't quite gotten to any sort of announcement at all directly from the United States that anyone's looking at the election results. And I know our last couple of readings have been kind of, I'll call it milquetoast. It's kind of like, it looks like the Democrats are kind of ready to roll over on it. But, a lot of these readings that we do them all on a weekend, then we release them during the week, and stuff happens. Yeah. And so they're not always as timely and fresh as Dave and I would like them to be. So it makes sense to kind of look at the current energy on this stuff to see if something has changed.
The other thing that could have happened since we recorded and went on there is Joe Biden pardoned Hunter Biden.
Yep.
And the Republicans are clutching their pearls and fainting on their fainting couches because he said he was never going to do that. And I did our show with Marina, and it's like, congratulations, you broke Joe Biden. Way to go. The one guy who wants to reach across the aisle, that wants to work as a deliberative body. He's been a senator forever. The one guy you tried an impeachment investigation for 2 freaking years, and you couldn't find anything corrupt that he had done. Congratulations, bro. You found the one Boy Scout in there, and you broke him. Great. So what do you get left? You get a pissed off Irishman like Dark Brandon.
Yep.
And Biden understands now that all the norms that he held true as a tenant, those are gone. He doesn't owe any promises he's made. He doesn't have to keep anymore because the other side isn't upholding their end of the bargain. Therefore, the bargain's null and void. and the gloves come off.
Yeah.
That is one way to look at it. The other thing I want to throw out there is go to a freaking 10-minute intro.
Yeah. We'll put a note in the title.
Yeah. The Democrats said they are not going to object to the elections when it comes time to confirm the elections. Now, for the folks in the comments that are raging like, I hate the Democrats to just roll over and take it and they don't get to vote anymore, I get it. If that isn't exactly the fight attitude that gets you to the win, much less if we fight, we win. But you can also look at it as messaging. So that if Biden comes forward and says, yeah, this election got stolen, we're doing a redo, or we're going to retabulate, then the Democrats can say, hey, we weren't even going to challenge it. Look at us. We have public statements on there. So you shouldn't re-challenge it either. You know, we showed you the way. We conceded the election quickly, and we didn't challenge the election when we thought we lost. You can look at it. It's kind of like if you know that you've won the game and you're playing all coy and innocent with somebody.
Yeah. Just baiting them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they could just be rolling over
yeah, exactly.
And if that's what happens, take a breath, write stuff down, and be as critical and judgy as you want with the performance of the incoming administration. And feel free to jump onto the other side's forums and say, hey, I thought they were going to do this, that, and the other thing. They got nothing done. Price of gas, Michelle paid $3.80 a gallon in California for a gallon of gas. Let's see what it is next year at this time. Oh my God, it's $5. You know, I thought he was going to make gas prices go down. Wow, eggs are $6 a dozen. That's really expensive. It's Trump's fault. He said he was going to fix this. Clutch your pearls, find your fainting couch, and just lay into him. Don't let him off. He said he was going to do it. He lied. He's incompetent.
We should throw some cards.
At some point, yeah. Let's get started. Let's look at the energy around.
2.5 minutes in, we're getting ready to throw cards. So
I can just end this recording now. We can start over.
No.
All right.
You want to throw the first round?
Huh?
Do you want to do the first round on the general energy of?
Yeah, I'll do general energy of what's going on with the world and elections. Are these the first dominoes that we're seeing here?
For entertainment
purposes only. Okay, so Six of Swords.
Overseas bigger, so I can see it.
You know, I don't need you can't see. Maybe you should get closer to the screen there. Maybe if you watch it on your 42-inch TV, you can see it. Six of Swords is the foundation of the reading. Overseas, tumultuous times, and trying to go from these tumultuous times to calmer times, crossed with the King of Wands. The only way you're going to do that is by taking firm, dedicated action. And why do you do that? Because you want the best for your country. It's almost a cosmic thing that the stars are aligning, saying, you know, for those who would cheat and steal and take things that don't belong to them, as long as, you know, what's that saying? If good men do nothing, that's all evil needs to win. If good men do something, they're gonna win, because it's almost like the heavens want this. They want this to end. In the past, we look at the Hierophant. That's corruption in the government. You know, it's government things corrupting the government, trying to steal government positions here. And in the current situation is we're being offered something that we don't want. You know, these elections are happening. There's tampering going on with the elections. And finally, some government people are taking unprecedented action of saying, no, we don't accept these results. We know what's in that cup and we're not drinking any more of it. Overarching energy is the Eight of Coins. It's money, it's corruption and bribery and payouts and stuff like that. It's going to require a lot of work to redo elections and get rid of the corruption in government. But the money trail is there. So it's easy to buy and bribe your way to power, and it's going to take a lot of work to get rid of that money. Overarching energy, or the lesson to be learned, is the Nine of Cups. It's in some ways it's the oligarchs that want this. It's your Elon Musk who's running around like a dipshit, just acting like he is the de facto leader of the United States. He's set up camp in Mar-a-Lago. He's vetting all of Trump's choices. You don't see J.D. Vance anywhere. He's disappeared. And it's like Elon's acting like the president. And I can't imagine why. He paid $250 million in donations to various groups and PACs supporting Trump. So I can imagine he feels like he's running the country. He paid $250 million to be in that position. And he's not acting like somebody who just, helped out. He's acting like this is his presidency.
Yeah.
He's like a tone-deaf little child who just acts like he owns the place. Oh God, I can't think of a great analogy for it. Outcome is the Five of Swords. Hey, winner takes all, take it or leave it. It's about election integrity. It's about not integrity. It's not integrity. This is about cooperation versus sociopathy. If you let the oligarchs take over, they will take everything. They will. It sounds so conspiracy theory-ish, but it's really what's going on here. Is that they will set up their own new world order. I made a Godfather reference with Gary earlier about Godfather 3. It's the Godfather 3. When Michael Corleone goes to Italy, I think, to visit with the Pope, and he's talking with the church, and you got all these businessmen, and they're the ones who are really running the scenes on all these countries. It's not the politicians, it's the oligarchs. And, Elon Musk wants to be the head American oligarch calling the shots, and they spent a lot of money to pay off this government, and they think that their day is here. Mm-hmm. That's what I get.
Yes. So now,
what do I know?
So we're seeing all these dominoes that are falling around the world. Are the dominoes will the dominoes start falling in the United States?
There you go.
Okay. For entertainment purposes only. Hey, it's all me. Yay. Okay.
Hooray.
All right. So make sure we got this going on here. Okay. Foundation of the reading, the Knight of Wands. Okay, we're starting to take action. As this is not the Knight of Swords, which is like full steam ahead. This is this may be, now that we're seeing what's happening around the world, someone has finally gotten their horse moving forward to take some damn action on this. Finally, I mean, we should probably read on has the window closed yet? Oh, there it is.
As if on cue. The other thing about the Knight of Wands, it's a step-by-step plan. We come up with a plan and you execute it. It's like going through a minefield and not wanting to blow yourself up like the other guy.
Yes, this guy doesn't care if he blows up.
Exactly.
I make all sorts of forward progress despite being blown up. The challenge to this is we have to move fast. It's great that you want to tippy-toe through the minefield, but you know what? You should have been tippy-toeing weeks ago on this. But at least you're moving forward finally. Follow me. I know the way.
I want to throw two things out there. That's like if Biden and the administration is looking into this, it's the difference between the way Biden did it, and the way Trump did it.
Yeah,
they were claiming the election was stolen the first day afterwards, and the other part is like, now that you've got a plan, you got to get moving. You're up against the wall. Go.
Yeah. This could also be, Joe Biden and Dark Brandon. So, sure. Dark Brandon's like ready to go and show him what he's got. Underneath it is the Page of Swords. It's that creative, going out there and putting out a creative messaging. You're looking at things from a new set of eyes. It's like we never really thought to look at it this way before. And I think the light bulbs are starting to pop at this point.
They broke them.
And for those people who are wondering, this is a dark Force vintage tarot deck. Because I do get people asking about it. I got it on Etsy. There's a link in our community page, and it costs about $25. In the past, what a plug. We make no money on that, by the way. It's not our Etsy page.
Support your local artists.
We have the Eight of Swords, which I think everyone that's watching this video that isn't a troll agrees that the past was the Eight of Swords, that it just seemed like we had no way out of this.
We're stuck.
Yeah, we're stuck with this. That the election results came in. We don't understand it. We're not happy about it, but it seems like we're stuck with it because no one seems to be doing anything about it.
Okay.
The current energy is the Page of Cups. They're looking at some of the crazy that went on. They're finally starting to think that, they're looking at this through a different lens now. They're looking at this through a more younger, creative type lens. Like the first time you're ever looking at it this way, if the Hangman shows up, I'll really fall off this chair. But there's just
stop the video until you get back.
It could also be, maybe all those crazy people watching Twin Tarot who are screaming at the top of their lungs that this election has fraud and stuff. Maybe they're not as crazy as we thought they are. Of course, we knew that we weren't crazy. The overarching energy is a tower. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I think they're starting to see the foundation of this election is fraught with disaster. That this was not a free and fair election. All right. Lesson to be learned, King of Cups.
They broke Joe Biden. Don't break Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Dark Brandon's on it. It's lesson to be learned is, I think this may kind of relate to what David just said, which was like, Joe Biden's starting to recognize that shit don't work like it used to, or the way it's supposed to work. And I'm a king here. I've got some presidential immunity, and I can sit on this like a king. It's an emotional card, but you'll notice that he's not showing strong emotions yet, but he's capable of showing extraordinarily strong emotions.
And look at this, this could be that crowning moment. Here's a great segue from the page to the king, the crowning moment for Joe Biden. If you know that shenanigans happened, what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. No, it's your choice how you handle this because you're the president.
Okay, so we're ending it with the Four Cups, which is interesting because when you pulled that on your reading, I was getting a different vibe when you pulled that card. And because when you were pulling it, I was looking at the Republic of Georgia, Romania. They were looking at those election results and they're like, no. We don't like what we're seeing here now. And what's coming in off the side is, well, why don't we have a new election?
Or do you want to be the fourth? Do you want to be the fourth country that pushes that result away because of interference?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly it. Is that there's an option out there, and it's finally appearing, and I think they're finally starting to look at it that, you know what? There is another option out there other than just trying to work with the Republicans in the Senate and hope that they're going to be a deliberative, thoughtful body. It's just like, no, how about we clean this mess up?
The other one, did you hear that the Korean president called martial law in South Korea?
Yeah, because I forgot why they were calling martial law, though.
Basically, he's trying to work on, I think, some budget deal, and he didn't like the negotiation. So he basically said that Parliament was filled with a bunch of North Korean sympathizers, otherwise known as the Liberal Party, and so he declared martial law for about 6 hours until enough folks in Parliament snuck in past the riot squads and voted unanimously to overturn the martial law.
Okay, so I want to do a bit of a Libby here. So I was thinking, okay, I had the underneath card was the Page of Swords. So I was like, okay, well, the Four of Cups, give me a little more on that. What does that mean? It means we've got to make a decision. We got a choice to make. And if you make the right choice, you've got the star.
Who's the real winner?
Yeah, exactly.
Kamala Harris is probably your star in this one. She was supposed to win.
Tim Walz, right? So that's what we got. And it's time to take bold action. Thank you, Libby.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. Steal from the best.
I'd like to say inspired by the best. How's that?
Well, let's call it what it is. Inspiration. Yeah. Inspiration. That's what it was. I think we've wasted enough of these people's time here.
Oh, yeah, we spent 5 minutes throwing cards and 20 minutes pontificating.
Yeah. So, welcome to the pontification channel.
Yes. So it looks like the energy has picked up a lot of positivity over the last week. So for people that we have really ruined their first week in December, we apologize. It looks like things might be getting better.
It's a free, again, I think when they broke Biden, that really got him to the point. He's probably still making the decision, but right now the energy is like, screw it, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And I don't let the bodies fall where they may.
Yeah.
I mean, and if that's what happens, it's because they broke Biden.
Yeah.
Way to go, guys. Way to slow clap. As the Heath Ledger's Joker would go.
So we'd like to thank you all for sticking this out with us for the last 27 minutes. Great to be back from London. I cannot wait to sleep in my bed and get a good night's sleep. We'll record a whole bunch more of these tomorrow.
All right, where are you putting the cats so that you have a chance at a good night's sleep?
Well, 2 of them are home. The cats will be in the living room, probably.
Good.
They'll probably want to be climbing all over us because they miss mom and dad.
Yeah, I lock them in the living room. Give them a bunch of food.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it sounds, folks. They've got like 2 couches, 2 chairs, a litter box. Their food is in the kitchen, which they have complete access to.
And Punky's bed underneath the Christmas tree. Tink.
Exactly. He's got his little cat bed under the Christmas tree. And he absolutely loves parking himself under there. And then he bats at the ornaments.
Gently, though.
Yeah. He's not trying to knock him across the room.
Oh, you look at those TikToks of cats and Christmas trees. It puts an image in there. Yeah. Do you think we could put a Christmas? Do you think we could put a Christmas tree with Elle in this house?
No.
No. Not really Nico either, but Elle would be worse.
Only if you tip it on its side and decorate it sideways.
Jeez. All right. Everyone, you have a good night or a good day since this is going up at midnight tonight.
Yep. And thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like this. Subscribe if you want to be woken up at midnight Pacific time every day. And leave a comment. I read them all. I'll do my best to get through them tonight. I'm a little tired, but I will get through them. And we will give you a secret card. Now, some people were saying that, okay, I don't read the cards. I don't understand what they are. You need to tell me. This would be the 7 of Cups. It could be about illusions, delusions. It's also, is it ethics, David?
Integrity.
Integrity.
Taking the good with the bad.
So look at that card. Think about what that means to you. And we will see you tomorrow.
And integrity, another definition is how you respond to something when nobody's looking.
Yep.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.